Fear me. Die, heretics! Cleanse, purge, kill!
Hey guys, it's Merrick. I've got another gameplay commentary for you today. This one is yet again on Planetside 2, this time on TR with the Butcher. The Butcher's TR Thoraxium LMG. It has a trillion bullets, and boy does it fuck, so long as you make sure that you keep your burst patterns short, because it's got a lot of vertical recoil. I do so love Survivalist, but I figured you guys were getting tired of me having that in every single video, so I'm running Assimilate and Battle Hardened. No, I will not be getting rid of Assimilate. But because we don't have Survivalist, we are running Advanced Shield Capacitor in the suit slot. That way we can have the enhanced shield regeneration. We are running Adrenaline Shield as always, and I don't go anywhere without my anti-vehicle nades. On the Butcher, I'm running the high velocity rounds because I put that shit on everything. And I'm running the extended magazine because what's better than 150 bullets? It is 300 bullets. So with all that out of the way, we can finally start jumping into the gameplay, and we start this gameplay off at Hvar Databank. Having just gotten here, I don't have a good sense of how the fight is going, so I do what I always do, and I shift W up the stairs towards the point to figure out what's going to happen as I get there. But looking at the minimap, I can see there's a bunch of blue dots out on this front porch, and there's not a lot of red. So rather than shift Wing up to the building itself, I stop at the top of the stairs, try to get an angle, and pick off some of the guys that I can see around the edges. I have to have somebody flank me. I don't know how he doesn't kill me, but I do get to turn on him, and as I do, some red starts stacking up at the top of the staircase. So I take a moment to reset and figure out my plan, hoping to get a little bit more information from blue dots on the map to see if there's anything else to clear out or to push up. I don't want to be the first person to push up because that means that if nobody follows me, I'll very easily get wrapped on and killed. So I take a moment to kill that shield generator, hoping to get somebody else to push up, but somebody peeks me, get in a little bit of a trade, and I have to back off to heal. Then, as I get back to the top of the stairs and start trying to clear out a few more of these blue guys, I catch an infiltrator to the side of the head, but somebody reses me. I do take that, and I try to maintain my positioning, this time taking a slightly less infiltratorable position. I wind up at the exact same spot again, so I rotate to the other side of the staircase, catch somebody off guard, and then just try to make the best of the situation because it looks like they're actually pushing out of the building now to retake this porch. There's a ton of blue dots there, so I kind of waited to see if anybody's going to walk out onto the stairs for me to pick them up, but when they don't, I slowly work my way back up the stairs, trying to take a tight angle yet again. But while I'm fighting along this tight angle, somebody pushes up really aggressively on the other side of the porch, and I get hit from the side. So I have to run back from the thunder, manage to catch somebody getting a res, clean him up, clean that guy up that he rezzed, and then I have to start working this angle yet again. Seems like there's a lot of red guys on this side of the staircase, and there's somebody hiding on the other staircase, so I do a ledge walk around the side, get a flank on that guy, but I'm way too greedy and I don't actually put myself in a safe spot. I just kind of ape out into the open, and even though I get my trade, I don't trade as well as I could have. So when I res, I take a different angle to go up the side of the building and up a different staircase, catch one guy off guard, and then after waiting out a little bit to see if anybody's going to push out and see who killed him, I catch a blue guy coming out of this container before pushing up on the side of this building to see what I can get done. I push up the side of the building and don't initially see anything. I check both ways, then I push up to this door, and as soon as I cross, I see somebody pushing up to the door. I do manage to pick him up, and then looking across the building, I pick up somebody on the other side of the server, and as I go to jump back into cover, somebody's at an odd angle behind me, and I do thankfully get to turn on him. Then, being an ape, I peek without any shield or overshield, lose a trade just because I got way too aggressive, take a res that I probably shouldn't have taken, but I do manage to shuffle back into the corner without exactly instantly falling over. While I'm waiting for my shield to come back, somebody swings around the corner beside me, so I go see if there's anybody else. I pick up one actually a little ways down, and then I start working this doorway yet again, seeing what I can pick up from the off angle that I'm on. I see this guy getting rezzed, so I'm able to pick him up as he gets rezzed again, but I miss this dude as he jumps into the corner, so I just huck a nade into the corner because he really can't leave without him expecting me to be able to shoot him. He doesn't know that I backed off to reload, which to be fair I kind of didn't need to do. But either way, I'm able to get that pickup. I don't see a C4 that got tossed out, so I just get traded with that. But I yet again take a res, as it finally occurs to me that I don't have ASC on, and I finally do throw that on. I try to take another fight here, manage to pick up one of these guys yet again, and then because I lose my shield, I have to wait a whole century for it to come back because I don't have ASC or Survivalist. Once my shield is back, I finally start peeking angles yet again, and after a little while of not seeing anybody and seeing a few of these other red guys push in, I decide to join them on the push, manage to breach into the building, try to find someone at an off angle, don't manage it, get ganked by a guy outside, and I am able to trade him. I shuffle around the server, and even though the guy is already dead, some random literal bot decides to just hold down the trigger and TK me and the guy next to me. So we just go to a different fight, where I walk out of the Sunder and immediately get spammed down by a scout rifle. So when I res, I decide it's time to go the other direction. I toss a bunch of bullets at this doorway, trying to get somebody to peek, and when they don't, I eventually just back off and reload. But as I push back up, I'm fairly certain someone's going to come back out. I do a little bit of timing, I get exactly the kind of luck I needed, pick one person off, and then I push up to try to get some more space before they recover this guy. But after a little while of nobody extra peeking me, it feels like they don't actually have a whole lot of pressure on this door, and they don't, so I'm able to make it into the server. I pick off another guy at the railing on top, and then I slowly try to work my way up, but they have a lot more guys showing up at that railing, so I just have to run it back. This time though, I get to spawn on the roof, and I breach in through balcony, which is much preferred for my playstyle. I think there's much better fights, both for how much you can actually connect with infantry, and how much easier it is to both breach in and hold at the balcony. I think it's just a better way to play these kind of places, as long as you can actually get up there. The hard part is getting there. I jump down onto balcony, and they are just pushing out to clear the balcony, so these next handful of lives are going to be running it down on the balcony. There are two incredibly common angles on both of these doorways, and that's just that little slanted angle, because it allows you to just get a headshot peek. So I take a farther away angle, which should allow me to get a little bit more of an angle on him. If I do it right, I'll see him just a split second before he sees me, because I'm farther from that corner than he is. So I run it back a few times here, trying to grab these angles to clear those guys off that side. I try to be cute with a decimator, but I don't manage to get it. And then when I peek, I'm not aiming at the correct angle or ADS already, and I just kind of throw that fight for free. So I adjust to a slightly different angle to try to pick off any of the support structure that's keeping these guys rezzed, and just see what I can do from there. This is definitely what would be considered a slight of an off angle, because most of the time when you're fighting through these doors, you're going to be fighting people on both corners of the door on both sides. Whether you're inside or outside, the primary place you're going to be seeing people is on the corners of that. So I run back and try to take this first corner fight, but right as I engage, somebody from their side runs across and eats half my bullets, so I wind up losing that trade, and I just take a separate off angle when I run back. The angle I take is a very tight headshot angle, but it's also kind of in line with where people would be peeking on this side of this door, so I get blocked a little bit. I toss a nade over the top, and then I just decide to rotate to cover the door. No sooner do I do that than do they try to breach that other door, and right as I'm cleaning all of them up, some random infiltrator ops in East Bumfuck decides to shoot me, because that's the proper place to hide when people are fighting here, is just somewhere out in the goddamn ether while you watch Netflix. So I run it back, and this time I just straight go for the other doorway. So I drop down on the other side, try to yet again take the tighter door angles, manage to pick off the guy on the corner and what I believe is his support medic. And then in a show of absolute no-brain, I just decide to sit here until this guy gets up and client-sides me. So I die for absolutely free. Respawning and cursing my own stupidity, I run along the ledge to get these farther angles yet again as I try to go for these common angle fights. And then I head back along the ledge again to move towards the other side, although having some PTSD, I shoot some random shots out at this rock, hoping to find or discourage this infiltrator from ruining my gameplay yet again. Work my way back over to this left door, try to hold this angle, and then when I don't see anybody immediately holding it, I decide to push in. We wind up clearing out the balcony and then being able to push down and fight on point. I catch a nade, so I jump behind the server to make sure I get time to heal, and I just use the balcony to try to fight people down on the point. Even though I didn't take any damage, I decide to crouch to kind of break up sightlines in case there's an infiltrator somewhere. Then I stand up and re-engage, still manage to get nothing, but after a little while I decide to just jump down and try to close the distance. As soon as I jump down, I try to peek the side walkway, but I see somebody on the mini-map, and I decide to wait for them to come up with the side little jump pad thing. They do, and then I wind up spending a bunch of time shooting at a stray javelin that just starts flying around before finally being able to actually push up onto the point. But that pretty much covers it all, as I gotta start wrapping this up as we end this session with 50 kills in 15 minutes. The session actually plays all the way out to 74 kills in 28 minutes, but considering how much slower it gets, it figured it would be time to end this here, and there's not even enough for a real second part of this. I think a lot of my mistakes were more execution errors and just brain fart errors, where I basically messed up how I actually played out the peak, even though the peak itself might have been good, or kind of like when I died for free, where I did something kind of alright, and then just stood there like a fucking idiot because my brain was resetting. I'm sure there's more that I did wrong that you'd be aware of if you watched some of my other videos, but as always, let me know what you do like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what you think so I can improve these videos moving forwards. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I'll see you next time.